Hey guys, it's Hink here. We haven't done a recap in a while, so today we're going to be doing a recap on basically what's been happening in the PE sphere. Now this is less instructional. There's still definitely some good information, but it's a little bit more entertainment. But let's just get into it. Before we get started, oh my God, I'm wearing a mask. Oh my God. Guys, I'm at work. I don't have my luchador mask. God, some of you guys in the comments as if wearing this piece of paper is the most offensive thing ever. But anyways, let's get into it, okay? So this first post we're going to look at was this guy, and he basically talks about how he was wrongfully accused from getting bigger, or excuse me, wrongfully banned from getting bigger. And this gets so old, man. It's like every time something happens on Getting Bigger, people run and they go cry to A Joke for You.
Oh my God, I can't believe that. I got banned from Getting Bigger for this reason.
9 times out of 10, they're like, oh my God, I didn't even do anything. And then you look at their comment history and it's like they did something that like clearly violated our rules that was worthy of a ban, but they're like, I didn't even do anything, But anyways, in this guy's case, like he actually has a pretty solid argument. Basically what he said is that he found alleged evidence that one of the moderators on Getting Bigger was actually photoshopping pictures. And he like brought that up in a comment and whatever, and he got banned. And guys, you know, whatever, like we got some new mods on here. Me and BD made an announcement that like, we're not moderating anymore, guys. Like we're not banning people. We're not really checking these posts. Like we're going to be contributing, but that's it. You know, one of our new moderators on here, he does a great job. He's a little bit like trigger happy with the bans. If I say so myself, no offense, gold member, I've already like talked to you about it personally, but anyways, he got banned. And then of course, and he like comes on here and, you know, oh my God, I can't believe it. And then of course, in like true gang mentality, all the A Joke for You guys are like,
yeah, F Getting Bigger. Yeah, those guys suck. Yeah, F those mods.
and it's just like, you know, guys, whatever. This for me, like, it was the final straw. Like, I'm done with the joke for you guys. Like, if you guys post on there, like, I will not be reading comments or anything like this because, you know, whatever. To each their own. But you know, I'll list some of the things that I had a problem with. So number one is like, you know, everybody talks about like, oh my God, the mods over there. Then like one guy had a comment and it was like, I hate how all the mods get lumped in. Guys, I am not BD. BD is not me. BD is not any of the other mods. Like if BD talks about a topic, like, you know, gua sha blades, okay? Like, you know, I haven't made a public comment on that. So you're like, oh yeah, all the mods over there believe about, you know, like hocus pocus. Like, oh yeah, rubbing magic rocks on your D. Oh yeah, that'll make it grow. It's like, guys, there's legit science behind it, and they've made posts about it, but instead of actually trying to understand the science, they're just like, oh yeah, gua sha blades don't work, and all the mods believe that. Like, I don't know if I believe that or not. But then it's like, yeah, and then they go and sell them on their website. Guys, nobody's forcing you to freaking buy anything. Like, what we try to do is like, if you're interested in trying it and the science makes sense to you, here's an easy place where you can find a reliable, you know, construction of it. But if you don't want to buy it, don't buy it. It's like guys get so worked up and they're like, oh yeah, all the mods over there are selling stuff. Oh, but here over A Joke for You, no, we're safe. It's like, dude, you know, M9 has his own like Finrear store or whatever that is, where all he does is sell like enlargement products. But it's like, oh no, that's different. That's different over at A Joke for You. We do it differently. Like, I mean, just like the hypocrisy is just so stupid. And then like, I knew better. I was telling myself like, don't engage in like stupid debates that I know I won't win. Stupid not in the sense that like the people I'm engaging with are stupid, but stupid in the sense that people are so passionate that they're not gonna like, there's no reason. It's like, you know, there's a saying, if you debate with an idiot walks by, like nobody can tell like who is who, because you both kind of look like idiots. And I hopped on here. And I was like, first of all, number one, second of all, number two. And then I was like, and third of all, like, this is slander. Like, you have no evidence. And like, I don't really know that there's no evidence. Zombie IE, I think, is the guy that they were talking about that has like evidence of Photoshop. And I'm not going to go into like what our mod discussions were on like a separate platform. But like, dude needs to prove that he's not photoshopping. He needs to prove his gains if he's posted like before and after gains and that it's not Photoshop because, you know, quite honestly, some of that stuff was pretty damning. This is my bad because instead of actually like being like, oh, let me kind of objectively observe this.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
I was just like so preemptively kind of pissed off from this same old like, oh boo-hoo, I got banned from Getting Bigger, oh my gosh.
It's really him. It's really him.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSI.
That like, it just gets so tiresome sometimes. Like, God, it's like, and it's like, guys, it's f***ing internet. Like, who really cares that much? Like, you guys get, like, this is your life. Oh my God, I got banned from Getting. Please go outside, and get some dirt like on your fingers, guys, like, or on your feet, like whatever the expression is. Get off the internet, take a breath. But anyways, like but I also have to like chill on just jumping to conclusions about certain things. Like, you know, I'm not gonna go open this debate again, but like I used to, you know, people would be like,
Oh, there's a new extender on the market.
and instead of being like, Hink, what are you talking about? Like, you've never even used an extender. I'm like, no, the other one's better, just because like I know the guy selling that extender when I've never tried either. And it's like, dude, like, so anyways, I gotta get myself to chill sometimes and stop from these knee-jerk reactions. But hey, guys, nobody's perfect. On to the next subject. So here is this post by Dr. Chem Dong, or, you know, whatever his name is. And it's basically like how I gained all this girth, okay, and length. First of all, like, dude, you know, hats off to you. You're up there, you're putting yourself out there, you're posting your progress pictures. You know, there were some measurements included, like respect, and regardless of anything I say moving forward, please understand that like I'm giving this post respect, and you're sharing your story, what happened, like your injuries along the way, what you found successful. And before I go into anything else, like guys, just if you're interested in this, go to his post and read it. If it makes sense and something you want to do, then do it. That being said, like, yes, I'm a hater. Yes, I'm a cantankerous old man. But like the fact that there were so many people like liking this post, you know, whatever, I'm a hater. So one of the things is like, he talks about how he made all of his progress from injecting a vasodilator. And it's probably some sort of phosphodiesterase. Guys, like here's a paper here, and they show that 1 out of every 4 people who chronically uses an injectable vasodilator develops fibrosis. But here he is like, I inject this vasodilator and I got all these gains. This was the key to my gains. And I'm exaggerating things a little bit, guys, for dramatic purposes. But like, he does mention the risks, but like, I you know, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe he knows way more than I do, but like, he doesn't, like, this is not safe to do, guys. Like, this is not safe to do. And then he goes on to talk about like how he has these 4 to 6 hour erections. You have seen the commercials for a Viagra. If you have an erection that lasts more than like 2 hours, please seek medical attention. Like, guys, that is not a healthy thing to do. That's called priapism. And you can develop ischemia in that. And like, you can literally have major complications, especially if it's a prolonged ischemia from that priapism. Like, this is not a good plan. This is my opinion, guys. You know, do you?
But at the end of the day, right? You can do whatever the you want to do.
But like, that's terrible advice. Like, I would never advise anybody to, and I'm gonna make a whole video about how I think personally now that people who inject things into their penis are not very smart, okay? And you know, that is a very dick-headed comment to say, and I'm not calling them stupid, but like, to risk permanent damage in your D when you don't have to for potential gains for like these experimental things, I think that is stupid. I'm sorry, I call it like it, see it. And like, you know, even when BD made his post back in the day about the things he was injecting, I was like, I disagree with this. And I still to this day disagree with that practice. But hey, do you, if it works for you, more power to you. Maybe it's the future, okay? He also talks about like wearing these like silicone compression sleeves all the time. It's like, dude, like, I mean, once again, clearly it allegedly worked for you, fine. That's not a good idea, guys. Even if we're just talking about the compression along the lymphatic system for wearing things for that long, it's not a good idea to wear anything long day, like all day. Once again, that's the last time I'm gonna say in my opinion, all of this is my personal opinion, guys, okay? Based on my interpretation of the literature. Don't just blindly listen to anything I say. He also talks about doing things like erect bends. Hey, guys, do you know like what can happen if you are erect and you bend your penis? It's called penile fracture, okay? Like, you can literally rupture your tunica. And he does say this is dangerous, but like, not only is he increasing his risk of fibrosis by injecting things into his penis, he's increasing his risk of fracture by doing erect bends. Of course, Peyronie's disease associated with that as well. And then also these prolonged erections can cause ischemia and lead to fibrosis. It's just like all of these things are not good for your overall penile health, guys. And some of these people are like so desperate to get bigger that they will do things like inject experimental drugs into their penis. But, you know, whatever, do you guys. And then finally, like, in my opinion, the before and after pictures are very sus, okay? Now, I get it, not everybody can have the gold standard, like, clearly measuring, and even there's flaws in my before and after pictures as well. But like the pictures that he shows are enhanced, meaning he's using some sort of constriction device. I mean, like, oh, look at my girth. Here it is with a C-ring on here, and here it is with a C-ring on here. See how much bigger I got. There's no like girth measurements when he's not enhanced using a constriction ring. To me, that is a flaw. Whenever anybody is like, oh, here are my before and afters, but it's with like an enhanced version of their self. And then if you look at his measurements in like one of the pictures, you can't even see the measurements on the ruler, you can't see the base. And on like one of the other pictures, once again, I'm being critical, like, oh, measurement police here, Hink, but like, it goes so far into his fat pad and it starts like so far up above into like his pubic area, like above his actual like member, that like to me that's just not an accurate picture. And it's like, oh, here I am at, X measurement, but it's like the actual base of his D isn't until like the 2-inch mark. But I'm not trying to be overcritical because like I do think in some ways there's this shift of like before it was like anybody would post a before and after and it was like, hey, good job. And now it's like anything, there's at least a bit of lack of credibility and people just get attacked for it. This still got, upvoted 1,000 times or, not 1,000, but, a lot. But why I hate this post is because people are going to read this post and engage in potentially even more risky behavior that could permanently damage them when they could get results without injecting a vasodilator or without doing semi-erect bends or erect bends or, without wearing some sort of like constriction sleeve for like 12 hours a day. That's why I just think it's misleading. But dude, I'm not trying to start beef with this dude. Thank you for posting your pictures, but quite honestly, like I'm biased. I have a beef with that entire like Chem PE sub. Now this is my opinion. There's one dude on there like super nice, super respectful, and like I respectfully disagree with him. But I just think that there is a lot of dangerous information on that sub and not enough gets put out about the dangers of these things that people are doing. Here's another story here. So there's this guy, he's kind of like infamous on Getting Bigger. His name's like 19 expansion 2X or something. And he's like a very polarizing figure because sometimes he'll make like these kind of like off-color comments that in my opinion, aren't necessarily wrong, but they just kind of rub people the wrong way. He's been impersonated multiple times, but he's been a pretty solid guy from every conversation I've ever had with him and like very reasonable. And I personally don't understand all the hate, but anyways. So he made a post and it was talking about the new like best extender. And like our mods took it down. Once again, I talked to the mod team about this and this is like, this preceded me and BD basically retiring from moderating. But basically, like his post got taken down and there was no, in my opinion, it was not fair for it to get taken down. And now I see there was like evidence of what we call like vote manipulation. There's certain people in the PE sphere that have like this legion of like very aggressive followers. And anyways, so he got like 300 upvotes in like literally like 10 minutes, something that like just never happens that is odd. But regardless, like it was his post and then it's like, oh, well, he didn't disclose that he was an affiliate, but like we didn't really necessarily have a rule that like he wasn't an affiliate at the time. Now, like I don't even know all the ins and outs of the rules, but it bothered me the way it went down because to me it is showing bias. And like I said, I'm done giving free promo, guys, so I'm not even going to mention the other names. But those guys will make these posts and it's like it's just like a very hypocritical thing. Like one person that is like thought about more favorably on Getting Bigger can say one thing, and then another person can say, oh, here's my honest review of these two products, and it's like, oh, you're banned. Or not banned, but oh, this post got taken down because it got too many likes. We're taking it down.
Talking out of turn, that's a paddling. Looking out the window, that's a paddling. Staring at my handles, that's a paddling. Paddling the school canoe, oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
To me, that's not fair, that's not cool, and that's a bad look for us. Like, I get when people are like, oh, these, like one of the guys on that, like, I got banned from Getting Bigger post. One of the guys in the comments was like, they have good info, but they're soft or something like that. And I laughed out loud because in a lot of ways it's true, man. Sometimes, like, I guess I'm no exception to this, but there's certain people that like, I get to see more of the comments that get deleted on certain people's posts than you guys. And I'm just like, oh man, like, okay, like, it's not like hateful things. It's just like people's opinions. And they're like, oh no, I'm going to censor this. I'm going to take it down. I don't think that's cool, but whatever. Bottom line is, guys, like if you are on Getting Bigger, just don't assume that one moderator's actions reflect the actions of everybody else, okay? Especially not me. I have gone on record and said, even publicly and been like, this occurred, I disagree with it. In that post by 19 Expansion 2X, I hit him up separately and I was like, dude, you need to put back up that post. And I put in the comments like, guys, I approve this post, and we changed the rules a little bit to account for that. But honestly, I get it. Like, there's some hate on like getting bigger for some of like the actions from the moderators and the censorship, and I get it, guys. And we are working to be more objective and quite honestly turn down some of that sensitivity. So anyways, speaking of that, guys, like, I did basically resign from moderating over at Getting Bigger. So like if you get blocked, probably won't be from me, okay? So not if you get blocked, if you get banned, it probably won't be from me. I'll block you at the drop of a hat. Like that's, even if you say an opinion and I don't agree with it, I don't like it, I don't like the way you said it to me, I'll block you. Like, I don't care. That's my right to block you, but I'm not gonna limit your access to Getting Bigger. And quite honestly, guys, I'm transitioning more to YouTube. Like, I can't stand that drama and bullshit of Reddit anymore. And it's like these little PE like drama queens and like all this shit that comes up, and it's just like, I have more important things to do than deal with that shit. So anyways, guys, hopefully this was a fun and entertaining, and hopefully you learned a little bit. Catch you on the next one. Peace and love, guys.